بھول کب پائی حسین، آج بھی زینب کی آتی ہے صدا بائی حسین، چلتے نہ کیسے گرایا خود کو جلتی ریت پر، چلتے نہ کیسے گرایا خود کو جلتی ریت پر، گھٹنیوں کے بل میں تیری لاش تک آئی حسین، گھٹنیوں کے بل میں تیری لاش تک آئی حسین، آج بھی زینب کی آتی ہے صدا بائی حسین، بس میں گھبرائی تھی خنجر تجھ پہ چلتا دیکھ کر، بس میں گھبرائی تھی خنجر تجھ پہ چلتا دیکھ کر، پھر کسی مشکل میں گر کر میں نہ گھبرائی حسین، پھر کسی مشکل میں گر کر میں نہ گھبرائی حسین، آج بھی زینب کی آتی ہے صدا بائی حسین، دور افتادہ سفر سے لوٹ کر میں نے نوے، دور افتادہ سفر سے لوٹ کر میں نے نوے، ٹھنڈا پانی جب پیا تو تیری یاد آئی حسین، ٹھنڈا پانی جب پیا تو تیری یاد آئی حسین، آج بھی زینب کی آتی ہے صدا بائی حسین، تیرا چہرہ تیری آنکھیں بھول کب پائی حسین، آج بھی زینب کی آتی ہے صدا بائی حسین، فرماد آل محمد صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم۔ محمد و آل محمد صلوات. اما بدن یہ سارا تیروں سے اب بھرا ہے، گھوڑے پہ نہ زمین پر لاشا میرا پڑا ہے، اب شمر کی چھری ہے گردن پہ چل رہی ہے، اماں مجھے سنبھالو اے میرے پیارے حسین، اے میرے پیارے حسین، اے میرے پیارے حسین، کیسے گلے پہ تیرے خنجر میں چلتا دیکھوں آخر حسین ماں ہوں، چکی کو پیس کر میں بچپن میں تجھ کو پالا، راتوں کو جاگ کر میں جھولا تیرا جھلایا، سون اب زمین پر گودی میں آنسو ڈالوں آخر حسین ماں ہوں، اکبر کو اپنے کاندھے پہ کس طرح اٹھایا، چھوٹی لحد میں اصغر کو کس طرح سلایا، تمہاری بے کسی پر کیسے نہ خوں بہاؤں آخر حسین ماں ہوں، پامال ہو نہ جائے لاشا تمہارا رن میں، میرا جگر ہے ٹکڑے قوت نہیں بدن میں، تیرے بدن کے ٹکڑے کیسے میں خود اٹھاؤں آخر حسین ماں، آخر کیسے سنبھل سکو گے گھوڑے پہ میرے بیٹا، تیروں سے بڑھ گیا ہے بیٹا تمہارا لاشا، ہر ایک تیر اپنے ہاتھوں سے میں نکالوں آخر حسین ماں، سورة مباركة الفاتحة.
Before we begin this occasion, I would like to take this opportunity to grace the occasion with the recitation of the Holy Quran by Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad salawat. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر صدق الله العلي العظيم. علماء kiram, mara wadilo, bhayo ane behno, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. On behalf of the Africa Youth Network, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you all to the conclusion of 3 days devoted by the youth of Africa to channeling their love for Aba Abdullah al-Hussein and leave their print. But without further ado, I will now invite the president of the host Jamaat, the Khoja Shia Ithnathri Jamaat of Arusha, to give us a few enlightening words. Bar Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad salawat.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ulama Ikram, Sheikh Ali Rajani, Vice Chairman Arusha Jamaat, Secretary, the trustees, member of the Board of Trustees, my elders, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am honored and privileged to grace this closing ceremony of the Youth Conference. I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us this opportunity. I would also like to thank and appreciate to AFED to consider Arusha for this noble cause. I hope you all have enjoyed your stay here, and I hope my ambassadors have taken a good care of you all. On behalf of my members and my ambassadors, if there is any shortcomings, please forgive us. And we wish you a safe journey back home. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah Al-Hajj Mustafa Uncle Virji for those enlightening words. These 3 days have been very eventful, and for those who have not been able to join us may be wondering what happened in these 3 days. Parents, investors, donors, and even those who are interested in what the youth from far and wide have come to do. So I will now invite the chairman of the Africa Youth Network, Brother Ali Khalfan, to give you a brief on what has been happening on these 3 days. So please let us welcome him with the loudest of our salawat. Bar Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad salawat.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Respected scholars, invitees, elders, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has given us this privilege where all the youth can all come together for the sake of gaining knowledge, for the sake of sharing what we know. Before I move further, I would like to thank Al-Hajj Mustafa Uncle Virji and his Jamaat for allowing the Africa Youth Network to hold this event in the beautiful city of Arusha. Alhamdulillah, we got youth in great numbers to come from different corners of Africa. And I'd like to thank all the participants who took all their time, all the effort, all the traveling to come all the way just for this conference. Alhamdulillah, this is a conference that's been done after a very long time, if not the only one that's being done. And I do hope that when you go back home, inshallah, and you interact with the youth of your local Jamaat, you're able to take some inspiration from what you have learned in this youth conference. Before I move on, I would like to give a quick brief of what actually took place in these few days. The objective of this youth conference was basically, the primary objective was to build excellent resolutions under 6 categories, which I'll just briefly mention. The 6 categories are religion, education, mental health, family, sports, economics. These are crucial elements within the life of the youth, and we felt the need for the youth to come together in order to discuss amongst themselves and really voice themselves out, really tell us what is happening. And usually when people tell us their problems and come up with their own solutions, it's more implementable. The secondary objective of this conference by the Africa Youth Network was putting the youth together to brainstorm. Within our conference, we did have committee sessions where there were debates, discussions. People had to sit together till 3 a.m. in the morning and really discuss what exactly are we doing to leave our print? What exactly are we doing to grow as youth in today's day and age? That's just a quick brief. How is that important? Why should the youth know what's wrong and how to solve it? I'll refer us to Nahjul Balagha, where Imam Ali alayhi salam mentions that the youth is a fertile, uncultivated piece of land, where if you plant a seed, it can go really quick. Now, if you plant a seed today and that seed grows into a tree, 30 years down the line, it's impossible to uproot a tree. Of course, we know that. But it's possible to uproot a plant. When we're a youth, we do have some certain habits, some certain qualities which may be good and may not be good. When we come to this conference, we realize that there is this one quality of mine which I want to plant in my garden. And if I continue watering it, it'll grow into a tree. For example, we can talk about salah in religion. We can talk about having a healthy mindset. If we can build these small seeds in our garden, then inshallah we can grow very far. I hope we all had a good time in the conference. We had our specialists on board. We had brothers and sisters discuss what the main core problems are. And alhamdulillah, we managed to get 6 strong resolutions which state the 6 core problems that the youths are facing. Our aim now is to take these 6 resolutions further with the help of you all, with the help of the Jamaat, with the help of the Africa Federation. We really hope to transform the lives of the youth using what you gave us and the solutions that you gave us. Inshallah, with your help and your du'as, we should be able to reach there. So since we're here, I want us to all contemplate before we go home, which is tomorrow or tonight for some of us, which is, you came for 3 days. What did you take from here? What seeds are you taking from here to plant in your garden and in the youth in your home country? I would like to thank my team, especially my team who have been working for months and months. a team comes together, there's this and there's this that goes on. Alhamdulillah, we pushed through it, finally made it. 3 days, the conference is over. Alhamdulillah, a success. So thank you very much for your support. And inshallah, I hope that we can work together in order to build better conferences and events. I'd like to further thank the Africa Federation for giving us this ability to come together and bring up such a conference, all the donors that came across, all the support, all the moderators who were amazing at all times, completely supportive. Perfect. That's all I had to say. Before I go, I'd like to ask for any forgiveness, any wrongdoing that I may have done to you or my team. I hope if I have done anything to you or my team, then you have it in you to forgive us. And before I leave, I'd like to leave with the question, what are you doing to leave your print? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We really appreciate your enlightening words, Mr. President. Asante sana. On the note of giving thanks, I would like to start with the President of Africa Federation and his vice, all the office bearers and secretaries, admin secretaries included. Moving on, I would like to offer our sincere gratitude to Arusha Jamaat, the chairman and chairlady, and his managing committees. We would also like to offer our sincere thanks to Al-Hajj Ghulam Hussein Uncle Mukhtar for generously giving us his buses constantly early in the morning and late at night. We would also like to offer our thanks to Jaffrey Academy and the head of the board, Brother Musaddiq Uncle Versi, for also lending us his buses to use in the conference. I would also like to offer our thanks to the AYN core team who took their time to ensure this conference was a success and worked day and night to ensure this happened for the youth. All the moderators, including Sheikh Ali Rajani, Dr. Imran Versi, Brother Ali Hassan Kasam, Brother Miqdad Ramtula, Brother Muhammad Hussein Rashid, Sister Sukaina Khatau, and Sister Tayyaba Sharif. We would also like to thank our sponsors, Brother Shani Abbas Jessa from Dar es Salaam, and Smiles and Blue Lotus. At this point, please let us all recite a Surah Fatiha for our marhumin. Inshallah, now we'll take the honor of inviting Sheikh Ali Rajani to the stage to enlighten us with a few words. Bar Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad salawat.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. It's a reality. The 3 days have come to an end. 3 days that for me were an amazing time. I think these 3 days are going to always remain in my memory, honestly, as days that stood out in my life. I really, really thoroughly enjoyed every moment of these 3 days. I remember when in pre-uni, Ali Khalfan was with us, and he mentioned that, actually he wasn't with us, he called, and on the phone he mentioned that we have this conference and we want you to be one of the moderators. And I was thinking, one of those conferences again that, you know, they all get around each other, they say some things, they fight a bit, and then the conference finishes. And I actually told him something like that, and I still have the voice notes actually. And he responded saying, no, this is going to be different, and it was hard to believe. But standing here today, honestly, I think this was a one-of-a-kind conference. I really feel that what we've achieved in these 3 days altogether, it's not specific to you. Us as moderators, we've achieved a lot as well. We've earned and gained a lot from these 3 days. I think it's a nice time right now to go back and look at what we've achieved. I'm only going to speak for about, should I make a joke and say 2 or 3 hours, or we're tired of these jokes? I think so. I'll speak for about 3 minutes. So there's 7 different achievements that I'll say in passing, very quick. And inshallah, these are for us to take home. It's very important that when we leave such events, we leave, as Brother Ali said, with our hands full. One thing that we did in these 7 days, we had concern for our communities. We cared about our communities in different aspects. See, but this concern, you see it in different ways. A lot of the times when Khojas get around each other, we have concern for the community. But it ends up usually being rants and venting and just complaining with no direction. That's why the second point is really important. We weren't just randomly saying things about the community, and it's so easy to just blame everyone but ourselves. But what we did is we focused on what are the issues. It's so important if we want to help our community, help ourselves, fix the problems that we have, to understand what the issue is, right? And that's what we did, alhamdulillah. We thought of the issues in a structured manner. And then, number 3, we went on to thinking about how to change these problems and solve these issues. This is amazing. I mean, do you really believe we managed to do this in these 3 days? We actually thought of how to change these issues. And again, this wasn't just talk or some formality that, the problem in economics is that the Jamaat does this and these people do this. No, we thought about it and noted them down as serious clauses. But that's not it. On this point, interestingly, if you see, the mission of our imams was islah. Right? Islah means to correct, to make amends. And we made a lot of amendments today. To make amends, right? To fix and to solve the issues that we have. And that's what exactly we were doing. So don't think you're doing something that was just, there's like something that's away from the path of our imams. This is exactly the path of the imams. I said this to some of the volunteers today, and I'll say it again, that we can be confident that our imam would be pleased with such a conference. It would be really hurtful if we had a conference, being Shia, having our values, and then not being able to call the imam to such a conference. But every day, at every point where I question myself that, is this somewhere the imam would want to be? The answer was a straight yes. I mean, we're exactly trying to solve the key crucial issues that we have. So this is number 3. Number 4, we drafted it. We wrote these down in a way that nobody could understand, in a way that everybody could understand, right? In a way that even if we show it to anyone, that what's supposed to happen, the draft, how it's supposed to be, is that anyone can understand it. We're able to write these things down, all in 3 days. This is an incredible achievement. But that's not it. We moved on today to give constructive criticism. We learned how to say that, look, you're a different committee. You've done your own work. My main concern is my own committee, but I'm going to show you what you can do to make your resolution better. And maybe a few times we could get distracted here and there, but I think that the majority, in fact, everything, even those few times, I think it was based on concern. Every single time, we tried to help the other committees in making sure that their resolutions were the best resolutions. And then we learned to take criticism. This was, honestly, this was extremely, extremely strange for me. I was extremely taken aback to see the amount of times an amendment was withdrawn. If we continue speaking like this, like amendment and preambulatory and concern, people won't understand us. I'm sure the guests are like, what's going on over here? But for us, these are common words now, right? But how many times the amendments that were put across were withdrawn? That shows the amount of honesty that we have, the sincerity that we have. And these are brilliant achievements. These are things that sometimes you don't do over a long period of time. You've done these in 3 days together. The bonding, the amount of fun you've had, and we've had all together. And bonding, the new people that you meet, like-minded people, right? People in committees, you shared ideas, you shared thoughts, you shared passion, you shared that fervor, the love for the community, the love for change, the love for progress. Isn't that amazing? I was just looking, somebody asked me today, what were the numbers like? And I was thinking, if 13 times 6 becomes how much? 78. And apparently, applications are closed way long ago as well. 78 like-minded people concerned about the religion doing this. Amazing. And then the discussion and learning. That's the last one that I'll speak about. Now we've got all of this, alhamdulillah, in 3 days. That's something to be very happy about. That's something to be proud of ourselves about. That's something to value. That's something that we should hold highly. But the reality is that it's not the end. This concern, this energy, these changes that you've suggested, we have to take them forward. We have to keep thinking about them. We have to review them, strengthen them, and inshallah, implement them, inshallah. Just as a last note, on behalf of all the moderators, because I don't think we're going to have a talk by all the moderators, I want to thank all the committees have been mentioned, so I'm not going to say all of them because of time, but all the people that played a part, however small, however big, they played a part in allowing for us to achieve these goals. And they, inshallah, are a part of the reward that, inshallah, we will be getting by achieving these 8 and there's many more things that we attained in these 3 days, inshallah. I'd like to also thank all of you. Honestly, it was extremely humbling to see the amount of energy and the amount of love that you have for improvement, for change, for your community, for your religion. It's just amazing to see. It's humbling. Inshallah, I pray for all of us that we're able to, inshallah, take these forward, and inshallah, make the change that we talked about in these 3 days, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
On behalf of the AYN team, we would like to sincerely appreciate Sheikh Ali for your scholarly guidance throughout the conference and for assisting us in every way possible to ensure this was a success. During the conference, we had multiple competitions and challenges to put through these participants and make sure we remove them out of their comfort levels and tested them and tried them. And alhamdulillah, today, all 78 participants are here in the closing ceremony. So inshallah, we shall be recognizing a few of these participants. However, just a note of caution, we shall not be clapping and nor reciting salawat. I will mention all the names, after which we shall recite salawat for a collective one. We had a challenge called Capture the Moment that was designed by the media team to allow us to see how the participants were viewing the conference. And they were supposed to post a picture on Instagram and edit with a caption that would either relate to Karbala or a Quranic verse and allowed us to see their perspective. So in the sisters category, Sister Zahra Virji did a commendable job, and in the brothers, it was Brother Muhammad Hussein Bachu. We will now move on to recognizing individuals who did very well in the committees. However, before we move on to that, just a side note from the moderators. They were really impressed by each and every one of the delegates present in their committee, and this was an extremely difficult decision. They had to choose these names because it was a criteria in the handbook, and therefore they had to follow it, as all of you did. So we will now move on to the Mental Health Committee. The best delegate goes to Brother Muhammad Abbas Khatau, honorable mention to Brother Muzammil Danji, and honorable mention to Sister Nurjahan Nazar Ali. In the Education Committee, the best delegate goes to Brother Abbas Mulani, the honorable mention to Brother Mahdi Sharif, and honorable mention to Sister Anjuman Shivji. In Economics, the best delegate mention goes to Brother Irfan Karim, honorable mention to Brother Ali Naki Ismail, and honorable mention to Sister Sana Punja. In Lifestyle, the best delegate award goes to Sister Hina Suleiman, honorable mention to Brother Bakir Kanani, and honorable mention to Sister Zain Nanji. In the Sports Committee, the best delegate goes to Brother Hadi Jafar, the honorable mention goes to Brother Mehdi Raujani, and the honorable mention also goes to Sister Farwa Zahra Virani. And finally, in the Religion Committee, the best delegate award goes to Brother Ali Jawad Rajani, the honorable mention goes to Brother Ahmad Sharif, and the honorable mention also goes to Sister Maliha Sharali. Following this, we had many general assemblies where the youth all convened together, gave each other advice, challenged each other, and therefore were able to pass these resolutions collectively. The moderators decided on one male and one female who excelled exceptionally. The best overall male delegate of the AYN Conference 2023 goes to Brother Salman Sharif, and the best sister delegate goes to Sister Nida Fatima Ganji. We will now recite a collective salawat to recognize these achievements in the love for Aba Abdullah and their channeling it towards bringing a change in the community. Bar Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad salawat. Dear delegates, this closing ceremony marks the end of the conference, but the beginning of a new era. The era where you guys are now the ambassadors of this conference. The resolutions that you pass today are now in your hands to implement in your respective jamaats and to bring about the change that you voted for. And so, to do all of this, we need the du'as of our scholars and the support from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be able to do this. And so for this, I invite the resident alim of Arusha, Maulana Sayyid Imran Naqvi, to please recite a dua for all of us and lead us in dua hujjat. Please let us welcome him with a loud salawat. Bar Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad salawat.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم بحق الزهراء وأبيها وبعلها وبنيها والسر المستودع فيها پروردگارہ بحق محمد وآل محمد ہمارے ان تمام جوان یوتھ پروردگارہ ان کو ان کی لائف میں سکسیس عطا فرما خدایا ان کی دعائیں مستجاب فرما پروردگارہ ان کو ان کی لائف کے جتنے گولز ہیں ان کو اچیو کرنے کی توفیق عطا فرما خداوندہ پروردگارہ محمد و آل محمد کی عزت کا صدقہ ہمارے تمام نوجوانوں کی اصلاح فرما خدایا ہم سب کو حسینی و علوی زندگی گزارنے کی توفیق عطا فرما یہ 6 گول اور یہ 6 ٹارگٹس کہ جو دیے گئے اور میں دیکھ رہا تھا نالج ہے سپورٹس ہے فیملی ہے بزنس ہے خدایا ان سب میں علم حاصل کرنے اور ایک اچھی فکر اور تھاٹ کو بلڈ کرنے کی توفیق عطا فرما کیونکہ یہ جو 6 چیزیں ہیں یہ قطعاً علم و نالج کے بغیر اچیو نہیں ہو سکتی ہیں ان میں سے ہر ایک کے لیے مسٹ ہے کہ ہم نالج حاصل کریں کسی بھی چیز کو سیکھنے کے لیے چاہے وہ فیملی لائف ہو نالج ہو بزنس ہو اس کے بارے میں جو انف نالج ہے اس کا حاصل کرنا ضروری ہے اور اسی پہ جب فکر کو بلڈ کریں گے تو وہ چیز ہمارے لیے ایزی اور آسان ہو جائے گی خدایا سیکھنے اور بہترین فکر بلڈ کرنے کی توفیق عطا فرما خدایا دنیا میں جہاں کہیں ہمارے جوان موجود ہیں اہل بیت کے چاہنے والے محمد و آل محمد کے چاہنے والوں کی خود حفاظت فرما خدایا خداوندہ ہمارے بیماروں کو شفا عطا فرما ہمارے مرحومین کی مغفرت فرما ہمارے تمام سینٹرز جو دنیا کے جس کونے میں ہیں ابا عبداللہ الحسین کی عزاداری کر رہے ہیں خدایا سب کی توفیقات خیر میں اضافہ فرما خدایا ہم سب کو قرآن و اہل بیت سے تمسک رکھنے کی توفیق عطا فرما ہمارے امام کے ظہور میں تعجیل فرما خدایا یہ ایونٹس کو یہ 3 دنوں کی جو ورکشاپ تھی یہ سیمینار تھا اس میں والنٹیئرز ٹیچر دوستان جن دوستوں نے اس کو برگزار کرنے اس کو بہترین طریقے سے انجام دینے میں جنہوں نے کوشش صحیح اور سٹرگل کی پروردگارہ سب کو بہترین اجر عطا فرما خدایا ان کی توفیقات خیر میں اضافہ فرما خدایا اس طرح کے اور سیمینار کنونشن اس طرح کی اور جو ہے وہ پروگرامز کرنے کی ہم سب کو توفیق عطا فرما ہم سب کو سیکھنے کی توفیق عطا فرما پروردگارہ ہماری دعائیں مستجاب فرما ہمارے والدین کو طول عمر بابرکت عطا فرما ہمارے مرحومین کی مغفرت فرما ربنا تقبل منا انک انت السمیع العلیم برحمتک یا ارحم الراحمین بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم اللہم کل ولیک حجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرج. فاتحة مع الصلوات.
توجه زيارة. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا رسول الله. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا علي بن أبي طالب. السلام عليك يا مولاتي يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا حسن المجتبى. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليكم مني سلام الله عبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم جميعا. السلام على الحسين وعلى الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا علي بن الحسين زين العابدين. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا محمد الباقر. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا جعفر الصادق. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا موسى الكاظم. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا علي الرضا. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا محمد الجواد. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا علي الهادي. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا حسن العسكري. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا صاحب العصر والزمان. الأمان الأمان الأمان. السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن. السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن. السلام عليك يا كعبة الإيمان. السلام عليك يا إمامنا وإمام الإنس والجان. عجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله مخرجك وظهورك ورحمة الله وبركاته.
The sisters can now proceed into the ladies' Imambargha where niyaz will be served.